and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 for some more multiplayer racing. For this session, we are racing some C-Class cars that are front-engined, rear-wheel drive. Now, there could be swaps if you wanted. So, for example, you could make a front-wheel drive car into rear-wheel drive or make an all-wheel drive car into rear-wheel drive. Of course, you can't swap the engine position in this game. But, yeah, I've got my good old trusty Cortina here. I know this is a strong car. I know this is a great car to drive. So I'm hoping it is going to run well. It's going to be very grippy. It will probably struggle a bit for straight line speed. But it's going to have a lot of grip in the corner. Entertainingly, some of you might remember this Cortina. The last time it was used, a long time ago. It's for a C-Class something or other. I can't remember what the rules were. But, hello Apollo, you apparently remember. I don't even know if I had you when I last raced it. Actually, I think I did. You were just a very little puppy. Anyway, I've got distracted by a dog. Cortina raced against Gliska's Wuling, which was a very funny battle. And, well, we've got another Wuling to race against today. We shall see if that battle shall resume. Can't actually remember who won out of me and Gliska battle overall. I know we both won races, but yeah, I can't remember who won it overall. So, yeah. I have got 150-something horsepower in this. So, you don't have a crazy amount of power, but the off-road race tyres are probably better than a considerable amount of other vehicles here. A lot of vehicles are on... Well, there's a lot of different tyre strategies going on in the C-Class, which is to be expected, really. Of course, we've all got rear-wheel drive, so when we go off-road, we are all going to be in the same boat, because I've got as good a chance as anybody. I guess I've got this kind of thin rear tyres. It's getting very busy in the hairpin. About 4 wide on the exit. Yep, I can't move over anymore. There was a Datsun alongside, and the Datsuns are going to be slow accelerating, and we are going to go through the middle of all of this. This is a little bit brave. Datsun's on off-road race from what I saw. In fact, it's got like off-road suspension. It's like a bloody monster truck. At least it did while we were hanging around in like the pre-race thing. I can take so much. I apologise to the Bentley. I didn't realise I was going to be carrying that much speed. Carry a lot of mid-corner speed. Funnily enough. Could have maybe had a dive on the Starion into turn 1. Maybe should have done on that one. It's going to have the speed on the exit. That's fine. We will bide our time because I think we get much quicker in the really twisty sections. Here we can look around the outside, although I'd be worried about, well, that pretty much. So I didn't really go for the around the outside manoeuvre there. Oh, Starion's really struggling for grip here. It cannot match the grip of the Cortina through these sections. So, yeah, we will contemplate having a dive at the hairpin. My actual best bet, I think, is going to be a cutback on the exit, and there we go. I know it's going to struggle there. We know it's likely to wander wide. So, you try to go the long way around there is just asking for trouble. You're just going to get squeezed into a wall. So, my best bet is to wait for the cutback. The opportunity to arise, we will take it. And we will put the Cortina into the lead of the race. Oh, and then the back end got very excited on me through there. Oh, I'm going to think the Starion might have ran wide and clonked the wall at some point because it's dropped back to third. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a C-Class car. It's quite light. It's just under 2,000 pounds here. And, well, Cortina does what Cortina wants to do, which is slide around quite a lot. I mean, it is slightly damp as well on the track here. It's going to happen. It's fine. I've got to remember how to drive this. I mean, it's not like me to have oversteery cars. I think third gear is going to work up this hill because, you know, we're going to lose a little bit of power all the way up here. The Bentley's up to second. So Speed Beast has a, what's it called? Ford Deluxe Coupe thing, hot roddy thing over there. That's having a battle with a Wuling. One bigger tracks. So this is a great sort of track for the Cortina. This is the sort of track that it wants. It's twisty. There's not that much in the way of straight line speed. On faster circuits, we might come a little bit undone. But the thing is, yes, we might come a little bit undone with the faster circuits. I don't think we're that bad in terms of straight line speed. Not considering the... Yes, sure, I think there are a couple of muscle cars in here that have probably got 2 or 3 times the power that we do. Sure. But they're going to be on very bad tyres. So they'll be down one straight and then they'll lose so much in the corners. And I don't think we're going to be that slow in a straight line. We'll find out though. Yeah, around here, the Cortina, funnily enough, is quite strong. Yeah. We will enjoy our time here at the front, making as bigger a gap as we possibly can, and we will see how it ends up working out for us at future tracks. Oh, get turned through the hairpin we go. The Deluxe is up to 4th and was having a battle, might get on the podium, but yeah, I don't think anything has got an answer at all for the Cortina here. We've got one more lap to go. The dog has decided of all the places in my office he wants to go and have a snooze. He's curled up on my backpack. Why? Why would you do that? He's a dog. Eve's nicked his bed again. This is an ongoing saga for those of you that might not have heard it. Sure, you know what? Screw it. We've not got much else going on this final lap. We'll tell the story. So I have a big dog bed in my office that Apollo likes. It's a big comfy bed. My cat, Eve, also likes said dog bed. Now, they can kind of share. They do sometimes share the bed, but more often than not, Eve will try and take up as much as possible. She wants it to herself, and she's smart. She's figured out that if Apollo's on the bed, and she wanders into the office and then goes to wander out again, Apollo gets up to follow her, gets up to investigate what's going on. So she wanders into the office, pretends to walk out, Apollo gets up, she runs over and steals the bed while he's up, and then she's nicked the bed. So she is a crafty cat, and she has currently taken up all of the very big dog bed, and Apollo has gone and found a corner and is well now on my backpack. So there we go. That is the tale of the sneaky cat. Bloody cats, they're always up to something, aren't they? Oh, we got around the final corner. The Cortina is going to win this one by a country mile. It's a strong track for the car. Didn't quite expect it to be that strong, but there we go. It is across the line. Nothing really had an answer for the Cortina. We had to work a little bit in the first couple of laps, but after that, just kind of drove off into the distance. I will take the victory. We were, quite a good chunk clear. About a second a lap quicker than the Ford as our closest rival. And then, the Bentley, the Wuling, the El Camino, all pretty similar in terms of lap time over there, but they're a couple of seconds down, really, from the Cortina. Chevrolet was an idea. Didn't quite work, but it was an idea. Might come good. Might come good for the off-road stuff. We head off-road for our next race, the River Scramble. I expect we'll be pretty decent here. We were pretty fast at the first track. We're on good tyres for this. We've got the right compound tyre for the dirt. The one thing that we perhaps won't have is the straight line speed. Certainly for the hill, the climb up the hill, it's going to be a problem. The Chevrolet, the Colorado, that will be strong going through the water. It's only one water section though, but we will lose a lot of speed. We are very small and very light, and that is not good for the for the Cortina. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. The Ford ahead of us is faster. The coupe is a little bit quicker than us down the straight, although we expected that. My hope is that we will monster it in the corners, which it does look like we will do. We'll ping down a ghost mode there at a fun time. So the El Camino leads the way. Don't know what tyres it's on. Think it's on standards. We will have to wait and see how that one plays out. We will go through the narrow part of the water because I don't want to get held up more than I have to. We have got the speed to just go around the outside of the Colorado. We've got the speed to go around the outside of the Bentley. And, we'll have the grip to go past the El Camino if we can catch it. That's the goal. And then the Wuling, we will see. The Wuling has less straight line speed than I do by the looks of it, so that's fine. The El Camino is going to kind of harry the Wuling down the hill, but then it's not going to be able to go anywhere because it's now coming towards the corner, and I have the right tyres and you do not. So we will go. I say you do not. By the looks of the way it's driving, I'm going to guess that certainly does not have the right tyres for the conditions. The Colorado. I wonder if the Colorado, you might run that on its standard tyres. The problem the Colorado's got is it's just very heavy. You won't have a huge amount of PI to play with in the C-Class, so even though the rear-wheel drive conversion will probably save you a bit of weight might save you a little bit of PI. It's still probably not going to give you much to work with, and it's still going to be very heavy compared to a £2,000 Cortina. Right, we get to have another go at the age-old battle of Wuling versus Cortina. A weird rivalry, but a rivalry that nevertheless, and one that apparently is going to become a FailRace tradition. I want the narrow part of the water, thank you very much. You can see the difference it makes, actually, in speed. Oh, I wanted that bit of road, but Wuling slid up in front. Well, it was a little bit of a risk. Well, I say it was a bit of a risk. I knew that the chances, we've seen it time and time again, you go around the outside of a car, especially in these conditions on this kind of circuit, on the dirt, you run the risk of, if they get the corner wrong, they will slide wide into you. And thankfully we weren't so committed that we got squeezed against the wall. And we don't really need to be, because we outrun the Wuling. It does have terrible drag, essentially, so it's perhaps no big surprise to see us go past down the straight. Now, do have to be careful. The wide body kit, the big tyres, or surprisingly big tyres that it gets on that, does make it pretty good in the corners. Well, I think it got sliding on the run down the hill, so I will say thank you very much for that one, and we will, well, hopefully go running off into the distance a little bit, because, yeah, I think we've just got a lot of pace in this car. The Cortina is, funnily enough, very good. Once again, we will be quick through here. Oh, maybe asked just a tiny bit too much, although the Wuling also did, and found the wall. So, yeah, the El Camino is actually clinging on to a podium spot. That is not bad going for that car. I mean, that's a brave choice is the way I would describe the El Camino. Especially going to be difficult at a track like this. In fact, I don't know, actually, here might be better than the first circuit, to be honest. Because at least the power can come into its own for, like, climbing the hill or down the start-finish, right? At the first circuit, that Chihuahua circuit, you just can't use any power anywhere. You just be stuck because it's almost all cornering. Here, at least there are a couple of sections where the El Camino isn't actually too bad. The Wuling is definitely there. I can't get away with missing a checkpoint. I can't get away with complete stupid maneuvers or whatever, because it is going to be close enough to overtake us, but it's also not putting us under crazy pressure. It will be that grip that it has in the turns that is keeping it there, because yeah, funnily enough, the minivan is not very aerodynamic. I would imagine this thing here tops out at high 120s. It might do 130 with a bit of a tailwind and a bit of a downhill section, but that's kind of... I would imagine the Wuling must only be like 115, if that. I mean, C-Class cars, of course, are not going to be particularly fast in this. They can be. A C-Class car that is half useful around a lap somewhere is not going to be that fast in a straight line, traditionally, because you're so limited in what you do. If you go for the off-road race tyres, like I have, like I presume the Wuling will do as well if it's keeping up with me here, that'll have to have done. If you go for this avenue, right, you are going to be very low on power. These cars, the off-road race tyres are far superior to the starting tyre that the Cortina comes on or the Wuling comes on, and that means it'll chew up the majority of your PI. Now, you can, of course, go for something else and have more PI to add power, like the El Camino, for example, but the tyre choices are going to be so limited, the car's going to be terrible in the corners. You can get 1,000 horsepower in C-Class if you want. Not recommended. It's going to be near an undrivable car, but you can do it. But for an actual usable car, everything is generally low power, or if it's high power, it's very difficult to drive. Not to say that those high power cars can't work. I'm sure there are those who can make them work. Don't tend to work for me, but yeah, they'd be very difficult to drive. We are going to head around the final corner. It is going to be a victory for the Cortina. The Wuling kept us honest. We couldn't fart around too much in that one. We had to work. Well, I say to work for a pass. We were just that much faster in a straight line. I mean, we were definitely quicker than the rest of the pack in this one. El Camino will get on the podium in third. Maybe Ford could only manage fourth, but I think it was catching towards the end. And then we have the Colorado and the Bentley. A Pontiac comes home in seventh. Oh, yeah. the Wuling and the Cortina are once again unlikely adversaries in this one, but it is the Cortina that is going to come out victorious, and it's going to be the Cortina that will sit on the top step of the podium. On to the next one. We head to the Emerald Circuit for our next race. An interesting prospect, this one. It is generally a faster circuit. Some straight line speed is kind of wanted. From the final corner down to the first corner. It's not really a straight, but power is helpful. And then you've got a couple other straights, but you also do need some grip for the section in front of the hotel. That's where I'm going to be very fast. That's where the Wuling will be quick. I think the Cortina around here will be better suited than the Wuling. That lack of any straight line speed is going to be a serious problem for it. We are going to be a little bit more manageable. However, we might struggle against some others. Things like the Fords, maybe the Bentley, and maybe the El Camino. We'll have to wait and see. It's really going to come down to whether they can carry enough corner speed to make up for the amount that I can gain, or whether they've got enough top end to pull far enough away from me that I can't catch them in the corners. That we will have to wait and see. Oh, there's a bounce off the wall has caused mayhem. We are going to have a look to the inside of Speed Beast's car. We will get ourselves stopped and we will get turned very nicely through there. So the El Camino, we know, as you can see, clearly it has a lot of power by the fact that it's currently the dog with the waggly tail. I don't think it's got in a straight line all the way down there. We have got so much grip in this. Hello. Yeah, you weren't expecting that. I'm in a go-kart, essentially, through there. We can just turn in so much tighter than anything else. But then we're going to struggle down here. And then the El Camino's gone. But we will reel it in. As you can see, it will struggle. We're going to be flat out the whole way down here. I'm not going to change to 5th because I think we would just immediately die. We're on this hill. Do I want... Yeah, we were better off. We're better off just leaving it in 4th the whole way up there. There's no reason, I don't think, to ever go to 5th there. Right, and then what we'll do is we will hopefully use all of our grip all through there, although, yeah, we got a little help on the way in that unfortunately gave us some grief. Right, come back here, big old Chevy. I think it's just going to be too fast, because this is the other corner. This may be actually where we gain more time than anywhere else on the lap. In front of the hotel, we will gain a lot if we get it right, but we're going to have to get it spot on, and I think we're going to have to hope for problems for the El Camino, like a run wide, a brush the wall, or brush the rocks even in front of the hotel. That would help me out, because the El Camino's got to be so careful through here. Then when we don't, you know, we are flat the whole way down here. I mean, the engine's going to buzz the limiter, but there's not much I can do about that. If I go to 5th, we just die on this hill, so we will let it buzz the limiter. I think the El Camino might be out of range. I mean, if we can be absolutely perfect here, there's a chance, and we're pretty good. The El Camino is wise to the rocks, drives it sensibly through there. I mean, the gap is about the same as it was last time around. It's, yeah, I think lap time wise we're very similar. I mean, I gain all of my lap time in essentially 3 corners. This one and the 2 in front of the hotel, and maybe a little bit into, actually I guess it's technically turn 3, not turn 1. Depends on if you count this corner a turn and this one. I guess, yeah, whatever. But corner coming up over the crest. This one here, we'll make a bit of time here as well. But yeah. Did the El Camino brush the wall? Maybe a little bit. But we're going to need more than that if we are going to catch the car. The sheer power of it is enough around this circuit that I just can't do anything about it. We have pulled well clear of the Ford in 3rd, and the Starion and anything else that might be involved in those battles, so to speak. We've chucked it a bit sideways through there. It's fine. We weren't going to catch the El Camino. I think we did everything we could at this track. There's not much more I could have given the Cortina here, if I'm being honest. Tried. I mean, it's a great car to drive, but it just cannot match the 400, 500, 600 horsepower monster that we are racing against. Not bad for 150 something, 154, 159, something like that horsepower in the Cortina, but that more power-based circuit, I just couldn't do it. Lap time-wise, we do claim fastest lap. As expected, it was going to be close, and yeah, sure enough. In the end, if we had been, like, you know, started maybe on the same row or whatever, we could have had a very good fight. I say that, it would have been a very frustrating fight for me. I think we would have lost it eventually because the El Camino would have outrun us every straight and then we would have got stuck behind at every corner. But, yeah, similar lap speeds. In the end, though, yeah, just couldn't really catch it. We'll have to settle for second. I mean, still pretty good going at the end of the day. We are off to the Caldera Scramble for our next race. We had an incredibly long loading time because Forza was being a bit dopey, you know. Gotta love Forza sometimes. But we're in. We are starting from pretty much the back of the field. It's going to be a game of can I chase down the Wuling. This is probably the track that will suit the Wuling the best, I would think. It's not going to enjoy the hill on the exit of turn 1. But otherwise, it's going to be pretty strong. We know it's got very good corner speed. We know it's got good grip. I do appreciate that there's a weird thing to say about the Wuling, but it is true. On this game, it is actually very, very good at this stuff. It is very grippy. So, yeah, we will see what we can do. The El Camino, not going to enjoy life here. No, power cut, not going to enjoy life around the off-road circuit, shall we say. We will maybe be a little bit sideways through turn 1, as is the Cortina way, but I'm not going to be too fussed about that. The Chevy, the Colorado is just too heavy, isn't it? That's where it's going to be struggling with. The 4 don't have the grip, it's not on the right tyres for this. The Datsun, I believe, is on the right tyres, but cannot match the grip of the Cortina. We tried to get underneath one corner, couldn't quite do it, so then just did it on the next one. All is fine. It now becomes a game of can I chase down a Wuling in the rest of the race. So the Wuling, I didn't actually quite clear the rocks out like I was hoping it was going to. That's a shame, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes, and we are now well clear of the rest of the pack. So, the big advantage for us is going to be up this hill. This is where it's going to really make a difference for us, is this climb up the hill, hopefully. We're going to catch the Wuling, it's going to be through here, and, you know, the start-finish straight. And I've got to be absolutely spot on through these corners. We know that car's got some good grip. We know it's going to be matching us, if not better than us, through these turns. I think it's got a little bit more stability than we do. So I'm going to be fighting an oversteering Cortina a little bit, and the Wuling is stuck to the road a smidge better. But we are neat and tidy through there this time around. Back end might move a little bit. No more rocks now to clear out of the way. Have we gained anything? If we have, it's not much. If we have, it's not enough, I don't think, really, to be catching over the remainder of this race. But we will keep going. Shut the Cortina through there. And then, yeah, hope against hope that we can gain enough time. It's almost enough time solely on the hill, because everywhere else it seems that we're pretty even. Yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's kind of a shame we started so far back in some regards, because there really is no other car is able to match us in the off-road stuff whatsoever. Now, if I can, I mean, oh, the Wuling didn't want that. So that's the sort of thing that we want to see, right? Because that's the sort of thing that's going to help, and the Wuling took out a bunch of the rocks too. Although I've had a very iffy final corner there. In my attempts to stay as fast through there as I could, I did actually get things a little bit wrong. We've gained some ground, but not enough. It's going to be little mistakes like that that are going to make the difference. So the Wuling hit the wall. I actually then ran wide in the final corner that cost me all-important momentum. It's at a very critical juncture. Come on, we're going to bounce off the wall a little bit. I mean, there's probably a few times where I am leaving it buzzing the limiter a little bit on some of these hills in some places. It's intentional because I don't want to change gear and waste time. A lot of the power we've got is kind of high up in the rev range, so if I'm changing gear, I end up losing out a little bit. I mean, we're closer than we have been using as much of the road as I dare. I mean, we're miles clear of everything here. We have got one more lap. Can we do anything to catch and pass the Wuling? I've sent it at turn 1. We absolutely launched it. I mean, we had to. It was the only option we've got. We know this is where we're strongest. Can we pass the Wuling around the outside here? We do! The Cortina takes the lead of the race, but it's not over yet. We know that Wuling's got great grip through this section. We're going to have to defend. It's desperately trying to get underneath us. It does. It draws alongside. They're going to send it past, and I am out of position, and we can't fight that. Oh, it was a very good pass back, actually. 10 out of 10 from Hassier there for the overtake back on us. We are going to go either side of a lap-down car and spook the crap out of it. Well played. Well played. We did what we had to. The Wuling got us back where it had to, pretty much, on that one. Wonderful race. We will get the fastest lap of the race. We just needed another lap. Perhaps we basically just had to go for it on that final lap. We had to absolutely send it and hope, and I got ahead where we needed to, but I just couldn't quite keep it there. The grip the Sunshine has is remarkable. Oh, it was a really, really good fun battle though. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. We came out second, but it was wonderful fun. Datsun gets on the podium as well for its first podium of the session. I believe, yeah, Datsun's on the off-road race tyres as well. Good times, good times. For our final race, we head to the Garden Circuit. A track that should be pretty good for my car. You know what? I think we'll pull over and we'll wait for. We'll drop to the back and race with the Wuling, because I suspect around here we're going to be kind of tough to beat. It'll be a little bit like the Chihuahua circuit that we started with. I mean, yeah, Cortina, I expected this car to be pretty strong, and it has proved its worth, shall we say, as a C-class car. It is grippy, it is fast, it lacks some top speed, sure, to the likes of some of these cars, but yeah, all in all, can't really go wrong with it. There is the Wuling. The Pontiac's even bloody slow. Yeah, the Pontiac had a terrible start, or it really is just that slow off the line. The grip this has is quite impressive. As we said at the start, you know, there are vehicles on a variety of different tyres here, and it definitely shows, shall we say. For example, yeah, the El Camino was very fast at the Emerald Circuit, but has been mostly nowhere since then. It is, you know, more of a specialised car. I mean, even then, we could match it for lap time with the Cortina. I mean, you can see how late we can be on the brakes compared to stuff. And the Wuling's going to be the same. Ultimately, the Wuling's downfall is its straight line speed. I don't know if that one's got aero. I don't think it does. But there's only, you know, you can only do so much about that. It's just inbuilt naturally terribly draggy body. We should be flat through here without even a second thought, to be honest with you. I mean, this part of the lap is when some of the more powerful cars will come into their own. They will be able to make some time through there. This part of the lap is where I will come into my own against this lot, because we are lighter and we have better tyres than everything we are racing against, pretty much. We're going to struggle on the old acceleration front out the other side, but then we've got this double left where we will probably be flat. Yeah, just about. We will be... we're never going to be flat through there. Oh, hello, El Camino. Don't mind me. You've got about 3 times the power, but also 3 times the weight. I would go around the outside of you, but I can't because there's a Starion in the way. This is going to actually cause me some grief. This is the bigger problem I've got. Is we have the pace. It's can I get past the cars in time before the end of the race? We've only got a couple of laps to do it. I mean, like, for example, we can be flat through this upcoming corner, and I doubt some of the cars ahead can be, but there's not really space for 2 cars wide through some of this, so we're going to have to pick and choose our moment. A dive at turn 1 is possible. Yep, dive at turn 1 is happening. And then I've got an El Camino in the way. Now, these 2 fighting might just save the Bentley from me, because again, we got to this point where you can try this, but it isn't going to work, because I can be flat through here, and you won't be able to be. Unfortunately, though, it will be compromising. Can I sneak away past somebody here? Nope. We are going to have to... Might actually just have a dive to the inside. No, Speed Beast is going to cover it. And that's the problem we've got, yeah. We have all the speed in the world, but nowhere to go for an overtake. We should have actually just dove, I think. When I was expecting Speed Beast to be more defensive in that corner, I should have just chucked it to the inside and gone for the super late braking maneuver. The El Camino is struggling for grip, and we have only got a lap to pass 3 cars. And while we have the car to do it, I think it's going to be tough. We are going to have to be so fast through turn 1 here. Not going to be able to... No, not going to be able to do it. Though, the El Camino going wide helps me here, because what we can now do, Speed Beast, we've got to work together here. If you don't want to lose out to the El Camino, we've got to work together here. It's got too much acceleration, but it will never hold that line. Oh, no. We're going to have to just chuck it. No, I can't. Should have gone around the outside. We're going to pin you down there, but it doesn't matter. We can launch it to the inside, but we won't pass... Well, we might get past both of them there if they squabble amongst themselves, but I think it's going to go the way of the Bentley, because, yeah, we're going to just get stuck too much in traffic. It is the fun, it's the challenge of this. You know, I think we've got a car that's clearly going to be the fastest around this track. But, yeah, it's just trying to get through the pack is so difficult. Look for a way past in the final corner, couldn't do it. I mean, the Cortina is an excellent car. You know, no doubt about that, but trying to get through the traffic, you just can't use your speed, and that is always the difficulty with the handling car versus the power car, is you simply cannot use your speed. I mean, those are compromised at times pretty much as well, and we're still a second quicker than everything. I say actually, no, well, the Wuling was close as well. That was also suffering the same fate as me. It was stuck in those battles. But yeah, a more fun race than just going around the front. I mean, Speed Beast did a good job defending in places, made it very difficult to pass on that one. And yeah, we did get past that car in the end. The El Camino straight line speed, that's just too much to deal with. While we could have dealt with it on our own, no problem. But while dealing with other cars, problem, funnily enough. So there we go. Well done to the Bentley, though, for taking a victory in that one. Made the most of the everyone fighting for second run away at the front kind of tactic. But there we go. That is going to be it for this one. If you would like to sign up to take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There will be a link in the description. Find the Versus Community sign-up section, and you can register to take part in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.